Hi everyone, welcome to week 2 of our sewing sessions. I hope that you've all had a good week. This week we're going to be making finger puppets. So the materials you're going to need this week are some felt, some thread and your needle, some scissors. You're going to need your template. So this is just draw around your finger, that kind of shape. And then you're also going to need some paper and a biro. So to start our finger puppet, I would suggest drawing around your little template. If you don't have a template, it's just that kind of shape. So if you just draw that out on either a piece of card or paper and cut it out, then you will have your template. What I suggest is, if you draw around your template on a piece of paper, and then you come up with some little designs of animals you might want to make into a finger puppet. So here's a few that I did. So like a little frog, a little tiger and a little mouse. And then what I've done is I've drawn things like ears on and little paws and little legs. So I'm just going to draw around the template and come up with a design for the little mouse. So like that. What I'm thinking is he'll have some quite big ears, so I'm just going to draw around a coin actually. So like that. And I want him to have a little curly tail. Something like that. And he needs 2 little eyes. And just a little nose. Little tiny mouth. And some whiskers. And I might do him some just little tiny paws like that. These are just rough. Okay, so now I've got my design. So I'm going to make the little mouse and I just need to get my materials. So I'm going to go with a grey felt for this one. And then just need my template. So I'm just going to draw around it using a biro. So last week I used a felt tip, but it got all over my hands. So this week I'm using biro. So what I'd suggest is always, when you're drawing, just do it at the very corner so you're not wasting your felt, so at the very edge. So if you draw around your template twice, so you should have this kind of shape. I normally leave a little gap actually between them, and we're just going to cut those out now. So you just need your scissors. Again, felt is quite hard to cut, so you just need to cut it very slowly. So there's one done. And then next one. And there we've got our 2 pieces of felt. What we need to do with our little finger puppet is we need to make sure we've sewn on eyes, nose, and if you want like little feet on and a tail, you better put in these things on now before you sew it all together. So that's what we're going to do next. So I'm going to start with the face and I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm just going to choose black thread. Got my needle and thread and I'm just going to thread those up now. So I've gone with quite a thin thread this time and quite a small needle. So just getting the thread through. Probably don't need too much. That much. So we're just going to knot it now. So just wrap it around your fingers and pull through. And I do that a few times just over the same piece. There you go. So I'm just going to draw a rough guide on where I want the eyes and the nose going. So up there. There we go. So that's like a little rough guide. for a face, and we'll just start sewing that on now. So if you pull your needle through the back, just like pulling it just over the eye there. And then just at the bottom there, so like that. So that's just one stitch, and I'll just go in and out a few times on that same little bit to make an eye. So I'm just doing it a few times. So your eye should end up something like that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to do the other eye. So I'm just going to pull the needle through, so it just goes along the back and then it comes through the front, through the other eye there. So I'm just doing the second eye. So you'll have a stitch like that at the back, and that's how he's looking at the front so far. And then, like before, you're just sewing over the same little part to make an eye. You just have to keep making sure that your thread's pulled through all the time, because it can just knot up a little bit. See, like that. So just keep pulling it through, and there you go. So I think his little eyes are done now. I'll just do a nose. So at the back, where no one's going to see, we'll just place it around like there, and just check it's coming through the right place in the front, so it's just coming through his nose there. So you could use little buttons for eyes, you could use googly eyes, you could cut out little bits of felt for the eyes, or you could cut out little bits of felt for the nose. You've got a lot of different options. So I'm just making a rough triangle shape there. And then just do one to the side like that. You just have to make sure your stitches are quite close together with this one. And then you get a better line if you do it that way. So like that. And then I'm just going to go through the back to the middle of the nose again. So about there. And then we're just on that side now. You should have something like that for the mouth. And then we just need to knot it off in the back. So the way that I knot it off, I just go through the felt. So I've just gone under the last stitch, pulled it through. And then I'll just go under that little bit. Just being careful it's not coming out through the front. So just do that again. Just a few times to knot it off. It's nice and secure now, so we'll just cut it off. So we've got his little face, and we'll put him on some whiskers now. So what we need to do is leave a bit of thread, double knot. You might need an adult to help with knots, they're quite difficult. So like that. Take it through the front, so like that. You've got a little whisker, and then round the back I'm just going to go in and out a few times, so like that, but I'm going to try and make sure it doesn't show through the front, so like that, and then we'll just go through probably 3 times like that, and then it's definitely knotted. There we go, that's our first whisker on. So I'll just cut that off. So there you go. So we need to do another 5 of them. They're our little whiskers so far, and we'll just do the other side. So you'll need to thread your needle again, and about that much, and we'll do a double knot. So we're going to go through the other side now. I'll probably try and match it up to that side as well. That's where I'm going in for that one. And there we go. Then 3 little stitches through the back that don't go through the front. And just cut off the excess at the back. And just the last one now. There we go. Just doing the 3 little stitches at the back. And we'll cut off the excess there. There we go, so we've got our whiskers. I'm going to just trim them down. So we've got our little mouse and his little whiskers there. So I just keep looking back at my drawing. So I'm going to have a go at his ears now. So to do that, I'm going to use the grey felt again. So I'm just going to draw around the pound coin twice now for the ears. I always go near to the edge, then I don't waste any felt. There we go. And I'm going to cut those out for the ears. I always find it easier just to cut off the little section like that first, roughly. So just going to cut out the 2 circles now. One ear. I'll just get the next one done. And then we've got 2 ears just there. Just going to put these to one side and we'll do the tail. So cut this little tail out, and then that will be our template, and we'll draw around that onto the felt. So we've just got our little shape there. So I think I'm actually going to use a different colour for my tail, this colour. So I'll draw around the tail template onto the felt. Right, there we go. So I'll just cut that one out now, just up to there. And we'll just got our little tail there. And put that to one side with the ears. And looking at my drawing again, I put these little paws on him, so I'll have a go at cutting one of them out as a template. So I've got my little paw shapes there, so I'm going to draw around that 4 times. So there's our 4 little paw shapes. So we'll just cut out those shapes and just put them to one side with the tail and the ears. And so we've got one there, first one. Number 2. So I'm just cutting out the 3rd one now, and then the 4th one. There we go, we've got all our little feet now. So I'm just going to leave them with the tail and the ears for now. I'm going to sew on his little paws. So I'm going to use a thread to match the colour of the paws. I'm going to use this one. So just need to thread it through our needle. I'm just doing a double knot now. And then I'm going to get the first paw and just pop it here, just there. I'm going to pull my needle through, and I'm just going to do 1 stitch just to hold it in place. So through the front and then through the back. So just like that. And what I'll do is I'll go through the back again, through the front. So you've got 2 little stitches there on top of each other that should hold it in place. And then if we just do a knot in the back, so just pull your needle through the back, try not to go through the front, and then we'll do that 3 times. And then just trim off the excess at the back. So got his first little paw there, and then we'll just do that for the other 3 now. So like that. So now you should have 2 on. So we're on to the third little one now. So just like that. So we've got 3 on now, and then we're going to do 1 stitch, which is just there. Then we should be left with this. So we're now on to putting the tail on the back. So I'm going to use, again, that colour thread just to get the tail on. So your neatest side faces the front. So yeah, just threaded the needle and we'll double knot here. I'm just going to pull my needle through the grey felt and then into the cream felt like that. So your knot is on that side. And for the tail, I'm just going to do 2 stitches in. So it's like that. But then I am going to do another stitch up there. So I'm just going to go through the back, up there, just to secure it there. So you will have quite a long looking stitch there. And then if you just, again, go through that front bit twice. So our little tail now is secured on, and we're just going to double knot. So we're just going to pull it through there and do it like 3 times. Now we've got the front and the back, and we're going to sew them both together. So I'm just going to use this grey thread here. So I'll just thread my needle and then we'll double knot the end. Once we've knotted the end, we're going to sew, start at the bottom, so just down here. What I'm going to do is take it just through one side of the felt. So just like that, and then your knot will actually be on the inside. So you've got 2 options. You can either sew how we did last week, which we went through the front, through the back, through the back, through the front, so the running stitch, or you can go around the back, which I'm going to do this time. So for this stitch, it's just pulling it over. So it's through the front and then push it through the back. So like that. So you start at the front and then you're going to go take it round the back. Pull up through there. So it's at the front and you're going to go behind and pull it through. And then you just need to keep doing that all the way around. That's how he's looking. So that's where I'm up to so far, so up to there. So just up to there now. So this can be a bit tricky where you've got the tail, but you kind of just have to almost ignore the tail. It's just the 2 grey bits you want to pull together. So still going front through the back. So it'll be like that. And then we're just getting to the end now. So just up to there. So you want to go all the way down to the bottom. And then you just need to knot it off. So you're probably better going in and out of the same bit 5 times. And that should hold now. So there we go. That's all sewn up. I'm just going to cut off the excess. Should hold now. So there we go. That's all sewn up. There's our little mouse so far. So we're going to sew his little ears on now. So you should have your 2 circle shapes. And what we're going to do, a little cut. So halfway up, so straight like that. And then you just go halfway. And what it does, it just gives it like a good shape. So you get that side and you kind of do that. And you get like a little ear shape. I'm just going to do a little stitch into it so it stays in place. So you'll have your knot at the back. And then just do a stitch there. And then we'll just go over the same place a few times. Like that. I'm just going to do a little knot in the back. So again, just go through 3 times there. We've got our little ear. So then same with the other one. So you just want your knot at the back. So like that. We'll just at the back put the needle in and out a few times just to tie it on. We've got our 2 little ears now. Just going to attach the ears to the mouse now. So just double knotting the thread. Roughly put the ear where you want it. I'm going to go about there. And then you want to pull your needle from the back. It's really tough to do because it's quite thick. So to the front, yeah. And then you want to do a stitch down. And it'll come through the back. And I would do a few of those just to make sure the ear is secure. And your little ear is attached on there. Now if you do have a glue gun, then obviously you can get an adult to help you use that. And then we're just going to knot at the back. So go through the back. We'll go through 5 times. So that should be quite secure now. And then if you just trim off any excess. He's got one ear on. We'll just get the other one on now. So I'm going to pick about here. And then you want to go through the back and just through the ear at the front. So you just want to do one big stitch really. So pull it through the back and then through the front. So maybe 2 or 3 of those just to make sure it's really secure. And then we'll just knot it. So we'll just go in there and through 5 times and then it's secure. So, and if you just trim off any excess threads. So there we go. There's our little finger puppet. All finished. So a little idea that you could do, you can just get a straw, put him on the straw, and then you can do a little puppet show. There's my little mouse one, and then some other ideas of the elephant. So there's the little elephant. I've gone quite simple with that, so that's just using 1 colour felt and some black thread for the eyes and then blue thread around the edges. Again, I did like little templates for the ears and for the nose. So the other ones that I made was a little froggy. So he's actually got buttons for eyes. I did use the glue gun on this. I glued his mouth on, and I wanted like different colours for the belly. I made him little template of paws and stuck those on as well. So there's the frog. I did a little tiger. He used most colours of felt. And that's another way you could just do stitches for whiskers on as well. So there we go. There's all our little puppets. Froggy, elephant, mouse, tiger. So I'd love to see what you guys make. And it'd be great if you could film some little puppet shows with them. That'd be amazing. So you could get to the point where, like we've done all animals today, but you could make like little people, or you could even do like your favourite cartoon characters, like little Pikachu. So that's it for this week. So we'll be making some little rice hand warmers next week. So I'll see you then. Bye.